All right, everybody, it's that time. It's time to get into the show. I have a super, super exciting guest today. I am excited to sit down with author and leader and owner of Creating Life Goals, Charles Gill, right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. And he is in his 27th year as an IT professional from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Montana. The man is well traveled. Additionally, Charles is he's a retired National Guardsman, okay? He fought in Iraq and he served his country. He is Vice President of Business Development for Financial College and Preparation Services. Charles authored the book, The Path to Leadership. I am excited to sit down and get some nuggets and just dig into his brain a little bit to see what makes him tick. Because the man is actually doing some big things. That means he knows something, right? So we can get a wealth of knowledge on today's show. So without further ado, let's see what's going down with Mr. Charles Gill right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. Let's go. All right, Charles, welcome to the show, man. And I just want to say congratulations on your success as a savvy businessman, a leader and an educator, and an author. So let's get right into it. I led into your introduction and I finished talking about your book, The Path to True Leadership. I want to talk to the people about leadership because people need to understand that being a leader is in all of us. It's just how are you going to bring it out? So talk to us about the book.
So the book is a pretty good book. One of the things I focus on in the book is talking about before you lead anybody, you need to be able to lead yourself.
Yes.
So I give you some fundamental principles on what it takes to lead yourself.
Okay.
For me, faith is my first chapter. My core, everything for me is Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Mm-hmm. It may not be the same for them,
right,
but they need to believe in something other than themselves. Secondly, you need to stay physically fit. That's important because you can't execute on any goal or any role you need to play if you're not physically fit.
Right.
And the third thing is educate yourself in your art. Education is something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. So you get those three things down about yourself, now it's no longer about you, it's about the people. Now you can focus on the individual. Mm-hmm. So I go in later and talk more about how you engage with your team, how you engage in the community, how you engage with your family, because you're a leader everywhere you go, right?
Yes, yes. So you work with John Maxwell?
I'm actually a certified John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer.
So here we go. Let's get into this because everybody knows. We have so much in common. Everybody, it's ridiculous. So talk to us about the type of coaching offered by you. Where do you help people? What can you do for people that need coaching?
So most of the time, people struggle with just getting started. All right. So what I try to do is articulate a series of questions to understand where they are and help them understand who they are and what they really want to do. And then from there, once we understand what they're trying to do and their role, then I help them be able to move from where they're at now into the next steps. Yes. And when you do that in coaching, you make sure they're writing goals, smart goals for themselves. They got vision, mission statement. The same things that's in the book is some of the things I use in my coaching technique.
Okay, all right. So talk to us about being the owner of Creating Life Goals.
That's interesting. So that's interesting. So my name is Charles L. Gill.
Right.
So I had to come up with something with my initials. My license plate is CLG. So I came up with Creating Life Goals.
Sound like you're about to sing a song, no?
Right. So one of the things I believe everybody needs goals in their life.
Yes.
I think everybody should write it down, post it somewhere in your house where you can see it so that it reminds you, because we all go fall short.
Yeah.
We all go take a different path, but when you have those goals written and you have a vision and mission statement for yourself, you know where you're trying to go, how you're going to get there, and what are the steps to do it, then you're able to move into that. So if you fall off, you can refer back to it and get back on track, because we all fall off.
Listen to the preacher and the man. I told you, y'all listening to him, right? So it's like writing the goal down. It's you're a man of faith, I'm a man of faith, and we know that it says write the vision down and make it plain.
Make it plain.
If there's something you want to do, you need to write it down. Don't just talk about it. Right. You have to be about it. And I think that's so very important. And listening to you, I can see how people can benefit not only from the book, but just from your coaching in general. And how important are mentorships and in this society today? There's so much going on in the society. How important is it to have a mentor and a coach? And I know we're coaches, but
Right.
you have a coach as well.
Yeah, have a coach.
How important is that?
Oh, it's very important. So for us, when you're in a leadership role and we're doing what we're doing, a coach help us stay focused. All right. A mentor, help us get through those trials that we haven't navigated yet. Like like talking about starting a non-for-profit 501(c). You need a mentor for that if you want to go through it, right?
It took me 20 years.
And so, all right, it took me 2 years, but we got through it.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's how I have coaches and mentors. You have to be specific, and you have to be intentional about
Yes.
your life when you're talking about coaches and mentors. Just don't go ask people. Make sure you prepare for what you're going to ask for, so they can give you what you need.
Right.
So that's important. It's critical to your growth.
So let's talk about this. Everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. I'm sitting here with a very, not only talented, smart, but ambitious and goal-oriented coach, Charles Gill. In the black community, right? In the black and brown community, it's always been a taboo to go seek counseling, to get coaching, and do things like that. We always just looked at the church, which is, your pastor is your coach.
That's true.
But why is it so important for us to get out of that stigma and to get away from that and understand and know how important coaching is, and not only coaching but therapy, and how it can help us?
So I'll give you an example. When I got back from the war, I was gone for 7 months. I was married, I had a son. Life changed for them. Life changed for me. When I came back, it was hard for me to adjust. And one of the things, being in a leadership role in the military, they tell us that we need to tell our people we need coaching. But you need coaching too, right? So when I came back, we struggled in communication. So I went and got some counseling.
Okay.
And the counselor helped me stay focused and get back rooted to understand that, their life changed because you wasn't there. So it's not the same like you was there. And when you come back, I came back with nightmares. All kinds of things was happening with me. So I was on medication because it helped me to sleep because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in a wartime situation and bombs are dropping every
That's
day.
what I'm about to say. You got bombs dropping
every day,
bullets
24
flying
hours,
past
bullets
you.
flying.
Yes.
So people don't understand. And I'm in a leadership role, so I couldn't show fear because I'm leading people, right? Because it's real important that I don't show that fear, but it's all internal, and I need to somebody need to help me get that out so I can deal with it.
So let me say this. First of all, I want to say my father fought in the Vietnam War, right? And he used to tell me and my brother stories about what happened over there, and it was traumatic. And then my mom used to have to pretty much hold him down at night, when because of the nightmares, and they had to smoke marijuana, all kind of things to help them cope. Could you imagine people being at war and your buddy next to you gets his brains blown out? Like, this is traumatic experiences. But then you come home and the government that sent you to fight don't do too much for you.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
So, but I want to say this. So thank you for your service, man. But what was it like? Talk to us about your experience leading the 1st Chicago National Guard unit to the war in Iraq. What was that like?
So one of the things I did in professional world and in the military, anytime there was a dysfunctional unit, the state of Illinois called me and said, "Hey, Mr. Gill, Sergeant Gill, we need you to go over there and help these kids. They losing focus."
Right.
Because in the military, everything is rigid.
Okay.
Corporate America is not, but in the military is rigid.
Right.
So when I went over to take over, I went from artillery, playing war games in the woods, 20, 30 days at a time,
Man.
to taking over a personnel unit with women.
Oh, wow.
Which is a huge transition for me.
Yes.
Now, usually when you're in the leadership role, since we're talking about leadership, there's always 1 or 2 people that's a problem. You just got to straighten them out. You got to have that courage to get them
Straighten
back
them
on point. Right. And then I got a call at work. I was a supervisor then. They was like, "Hey, this is not a drill. It's time. We need you to activate your unit. You have 24 hours to report." I was like, "Ha, that's a joke." And I hung up the phone. He called back. And he said, "No, this is not a joke. You hang up the phone again, the state troopers will come get you."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess this is real." So I ended up go through training. So what we did was get everybody together, do our alert roster, went down to Wisconsin, did some standard training for about a month, and then we hit ground in the desert.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
26-hour flight.
Whoa.
Coming from the winter in Chicago, people got frostbite to 130, 133 degrees every day in Kuwait and then later in Iraq. And I had to separate all my people throughout the desert. So one of the things as a personnel unit, we track casualties, make sure people get paid. I had armed guard escorts because they had people in the military delivering goods and services to people out in the desert. And then I had people working in the mail room. So for me, I was the only one to leave and travel the road by myself in order to make sure my people were taken care of. And yes, I got a lot of accolades from it. But at one point, you know, one of my soldiers, one of my bosses from Texas tried to make me put a woman up in a tower to guard ammo.
Oh, wow.
And I refused to do it because everybody moves in twos.
Okay.
That's what I instituted in my unit.
Yes.
And sure enough, because I disobeyed the order, MPs came to get me. True story. Got there and went before the general. I told him, I said, hey, I promised all them families that I'm going to bring everybody home safe. So you know what's happening on this base, which I can't say on this interview.
Right.
I know what's happening on this base. Everybody moves in twos. He said, really? Asked my boss, did he say that? He said, yeah. He said, thank you, Mr. Gill. You can go now. Next thing you know, I became Chicago.
There it is.
Chicago want to ride with me?
Hey,
sure, I'll ride with you.
Hey, everybody, I don't care where we go. Everybody loves Chicago.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about, man. Being put on the front line, everybody. Being a coach and having a heart for the people and having enough within him to take the hit so he don't put his people in danger and being a man of his word. You're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, and I'm sitting here with the awesome coach, Charles Gill, and he is the author of The Path to True Leadership. And listening to his story, he is a true leader. And we're going to be right back. We're going to take a break, Charles, because we want to see what that crazy Chicago fly guy is up to. I know everybody is waiting for him. We're not going to do it at the end today, guys. We're going to do it right now. Let's check out the Chicago fly guy, and we'll be right back with Charles Gill on the Simeon Henderson Show.
Hey, it's America's favorite personality, your Chicago fly guy. And I'm bringing you the top 5 things that, yes, you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show. Number 5. Now, when you go to the dollar store, stop detaining the line by getting to the front and then taking stuff out of your cart and putting it back. Take a pocket calculator, and as you're putting items in your basket, do your own math. So when you get to the counter, you don't have to tell the cashier, take that out. Now how much is it? Put that back. Now how much is it? So that those of us that want to get in, we can get out swiftly. Number 4, stop getting to the checkout counter in Walmart and Walgreens and pulling out debit and credit cards with a zero balance. You knew that card didn't work, then you start saying, try this one, try that one, try this one. This one should work. Oh, it must be the magnetic strip. Try to type it in manually. Ugh! Come cash and carry. I'm the Chicago fly guy. I'm just trying to help y'all out. Number 3, Walmart. Get rid of all of those self-checkout stations. Why? Because you need a clerk to come over and assist you anyway. I swiped my card 15 times the other day at Walmart checkout counter. It was a gift card. I know it had money on it and nothing happened. Clerk had to come over, call the manager. Look, get rid of the self-checkout stations and hire some cashiers. Okay? Question, should we get a discount for ringing up our own items? I'm just saying. Number 2, everybody in the nation get a boost. Yes, everybody get vaccinated or get a booster nation. Yes, we got to get vaccinated and we got to get boostinated, because if you want COVID to be over with, we have to end the pandemic. And the only way we can is to vax this thing away. Y'all don't have to remember this. Give me a hit. Give me a hit. Give me that Pfizer. I need that Pfizer. It's calling me. Come on, Moderna. Hey, number 1. We at the Simeon Henderson Show would like to pay our respects to the family of Colin Powell. Colin Powell was the first black U.S. Secretary of State. He passed away on Monday at the age of 84. We are thankful for the Colin Powell Middle School that is in the Chicago suburb of Matson, Illinois. I'm your Chicago Fly Guy, and these have been the top 5 things that, yes, you need to know right here on the Simeon Henderson Show.
Look, man, I don't know what to do with the Chicago Fly Guy. Y'all, look, email me, inbox me, whatever you want. Let me know what to do with this dude, because he crazy. But I got to tell you this, Charles. That's happened to me before. Being at the dollar store in line, and the person in front of you starts putting stuff back. Right? So instead of them just voiding it or taking it off, they got to wait for them to go put it back. They got to call a manager. I'm like, man, hey, look, you know what? Here go $5.
Right.
I'm treating you today. God bless you, sister, brother, whatever. Well, let's go.
Let's go. We got to keep it moving.
Yeah, me in the dollar store all day. And all I did was come in there to get some gum and some tissue.
Right.
And you know that's only because I couldn't make it to Target. Because the dollar store tissue only like, look, three rows and you done. You ain't No, but anyway. But everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show. When we're giving a voice to the people, I have to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producers, Jose Perez, and my creative director, and your Chicago Fly Guy. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, guys. Sheldon Smith. We are giving a voice to the people, and we're sitting here with the one and only, the leader, coach, and author, Mr. Charles Gill. He's been giving us a wealth of information and teaching us about leadership, so we want to finish this thing out strong. But before I get a little more from you, I want to ask you a question. What was it like for you? First, congratulations on receiving the Defenders Man of Excellence Award.
Oh, yeah.
See, you didn't think I knew that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Man, come on, man. We do our research on the Simeon Henderson Show. Just
No, I
watch
didn't.
us, okay? Tell us about the profound work that you produced with the lead, which led to the award.
I do quite a few things. So I ran a youth organization called Make a Difference Youth Foundation.
Okay.
All right. And one of the things the foundation did, they took the younger kids. We had an after-school program for the grade school students and high school. Okay. So the high school students would coach and help them with their homework. And then I teach them fundamental things about project management, leadership. We do a lot of team building. And then I also been speaking in the Chicago Public Schools since for about 25 years.
Right, okay.
So I do youth motivational speaking. I do STEM talks for different organizations. Then I sit on a couple of boards, right? And then being an IT professional, I just do a lot of things. So somebody, I didn't even know I was going to get it. Somebody put me in for it, right? It's like, man, you do all these things.
Yeah.
I don't think about it. I just do it.
Yeah.
This is the way I give back. You know,
Yes.
and that's important to me. I know my job, and I keep educating myself in my art. I stay in great shape.
Yes, sir.
You know?
I see you.
And I'm a man of God, so that ain't gonna ever change. Those things I'm gonna be doing that I do to this day.
You're
know?
walking and moving in your purpose, and as you're going, you're being selfless, and all you're doing is being rewarded for it. But you're not even looking for accolades.
I
And I
sure
think
not.
people, man, have to understand you can get so discouraged sometimes because you really want people to win. You want them to get it. You want the youth to come along and it's challenging.
Yes, it
It's
is.
challenging. Being a coach is challenging. But I'll tell you this: having that stick-to-itness and just that intestinal fortitude and that perseverance to just continue to drive, brother, you've been doing a great work. So, Charles, let's go into this. I want to ask you about being one of the founders of the Woodlawn Diversity and Action team. Tell us about the non-for-profit organization and the community events and activities hosted by WDIA.
So it started out with a food truck festival from my partner Carlos Gilbert, right? She loved doing food truck festivals, and then we wanted to do something bigger.
Okay.
So the next big event required a lot of money. So I told Carlos, listen, we need to create a 501(c)(3). We need this kind of money, this kind of funding. You want to make sure that people are able to write it off.
Right.
You know. So one of the things I did was I went out there and I actually did the application process for the 501(c). Cost us $600. Got it approved on the first time through with IRS. So we was able to hold a food truck festival, a 5K run, a youth talent show with literally. Flag Guy was hosting it, you know, a huge stage and sound system. And then we had vendors out there selling their products and services.
Yes.
That turned out really well. And then later during COVID, we fed seniors. We fed over 800 seniors in the month of June. So we adopted a senior facility, and we went out and we partnered with food truck vendors to help them grow their business to feed these seniors. So there's hot meals from seafood to rib tips to even dessert.
Man.
You know, Miss Tittle's got these great cupcakes and cookies that I love. And then recently we did two things. We did a back to school.
Is that LaDonna Tittle?
Miss Tittle, no.
Okay.
No, Miss Tittle, she has a company that has cupcakes.
Okay.
You know, so she always been working with us.
Okay.
And then recently we did a back to school where we partnered with Friends of Health, and we was able to vaccinate children from Beasley School, and also provide free meal and school supplies to them.
That's cool.
And recently we just sponsored a mural honoring Tim Black, who just ended up passing like 3 days ago, a mural on 50th and College Grove out of him, Rosa Simpson, and Reverend Helen Sinclair, who are strong activists for us, for our people, black and brown people in the community. And they still living legends in Hyde Park. You know, Tim was 103, Reverend Helen Sinclair is 101, 102, Rosa Simpson is 96, 97.
Yes.
And it's good to see
Living
them.
in the overflow.
Right, living in the overflow, right.
See, that's what I'm talking about, people. See, this is why there's power in partnership. Okay?
Yes, it is.
I'm listening to all the things that my brother is doing and thinking about the things that I see people doing, the things that I aspire to do and continue to grow. And this is why we have to, I always say, each one, reach one, teach one. You can't be the keeper of knowledge and not be willing to share, because there's so much out there.
So much.
Stop being, you have to be selfish. And catch this. So being selfish means that you have to motivate self first. You have to build up self first. You have to walk in your self purpose first. Because if you can't do that, you can't help others. You can't motivate others. So being selfish is not a bad thing. It's building yourself up so you can be an inspiration and a motivation and a coach to people that need it.
First 3 chapters of the book. Self. It's all about self.
And I haven't read the book yet, but I have my copy, which you gave to me with my super dope bookmark. And it says, you have purpose, transform yourself and your community.
Turn it over.
And it says, you have gifts, use it to inspire all people. All the things we stand for.
All the things we stand for.
Yes,
We're
sir.
in connection with
Yes, sir. And so as we finishing up this interview, I just want to ask you, as an influent leader, take this opportunity to give and offer just a few good words and coaching tips to our youth.
So, a couple of things. Whatever you decide to do, try it. Just try it. You can always change your mind. I started out as a graphic artist. I went back to college at 26 and became an IT professional. So whatever you want to do, try it. Write your plan down on a piece of paper. If you heard the acronym SMART goals, be sure you're specific, measurable, make sure it's attainable, make sure it's realistic and it's time bound, and just be real with yourself and move forward in that. And when you do that, you will be successful. I guarantee it. And don't worry about failing. I don't call it failing. I call it opportunities for growth. Problems are opportunities for growth. That's all it is, because that's how we grow.
All I got to say is, I hope you guys had your pen and paper out for this segment. If not, you can rewind and go back and watch it again, because there's so many nuggets and jewels that this brother has dropped that will help you, promote you to the next level. So don't miss it. And before we get out of here, give our viewers share with us a little bit about education and your educational background.
Oh, yeah. I started out, it's funny, I lived in Inglewood, right? I'm the youngest of 14 kids.
Inglewood, oh man.
So, and come to find out.
Same mama, same daddy?
No. I'm the only child between my mother and father. They both were married before.
You know the song, right?
But we all lived in the same
song,
house,
right?
What's the song?
Papa
Was
was
a
a
Rolling Stone. Yeah, he was.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
My dad was born in 1923, so that just give you an idea.
Daddy wasn't playing.
Right. So one of the things that, for me, I got bullied. You know, I read part of your book. Mm-hmm. And then I beat up the bully, became the bully. Well, I got kicked out of school in 6th grade, and I had to repeat 6th grade. Mm-hmm. I got kicked out of school with stag. in Inglewood.
And oh wow, that's
Right.
That's pretty bad,
You know,
people.
And then once
if
I
you don't
did
know nothing
that,
about Inglewood,
right? I had to focus that I knew education was important. In order for you to make money, you got to be educated.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've heard T.D. Jakes say, if you know better, you can do better.
Yes, sir.
Knowing and doing is two different things. But yeah, I later went to DeVry, got a degree in computer information systems. I went later and got a master's degree. Did a couple of fellowships, graduated top of my class, traveled the country, and continue to educate myself, right? I just did an IELTS certification.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
55 years old.
Yes, sir.
And I did an IELTS certification. So in December 2020. So I'm always educating myself. I live by the words in my book. So I want to tell you something that I don't do.
Okay. So everybody, you're watching the Simeon Henderson Show where we're giving a voice to the people. Before we get out of here, I want Mr. Charles Gill, Charles L. Gill, that's CLG. And no, he's not with Levert, okay? All right, I know if y'all black people, y'all want to put him in a singing group.
Right.
He's a coach. No,
Right.
But tell everybody where they can get your book, how they can find you, if they hope to get any coaching or they need any more inspiration, how can they find you?
So I'm on all the book. I'm on Amazon, Walmart, wherever there's books being sold is there. However, you want a free gift and you want a 20% discount and you don't want to pay for taxes nor shipping, go to www.charleslgill.com and you'll learn a lot about me. You can order the book and I guarantee your book will go out the next day.
And that's Charles with a C for all y'all that went to public school like me.
And me. And me.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you once again, our executive producer, Jamani Anandi, Jose Perez, our Chicago Fly Guy. Thank you to our special guest, Mr. Charles L. Gill, for coming out, man, and just blessing us with this knowledge and this motivation. We look forward to have you on the show again and see what you got going on.
Definitely.
Everybody, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share with your people. It's time to take this to another level and empower people to simply be their best. Make sure you hit the notification button and make sure you continue to live your best life, walk in your purpose, and like I always say, be symbolic, simply your best, because when you're deeply rooted, it will stimulate your growth. We'll see you next time on the Simeon Henderson Show where we're giving a voice to the people. Peace.